book that struck you, and why did you want to bring kind of your own take and your own sensibilities to it when you brought it to the screen?
The thing with the book is that there's a great story in there about a boy who, he believes in this thing, and he's been indoctrinated into the Hitler Youth, and he has all this belief system that's very solid, which is then shattered by finding this girl that his mother is hiding in their attic. And for those kids back then, most of them had never met a Jew, so for him it's his only idea of what a Jew was based on the propaganda and the books that they used to give to kids, and the classes and stuff that they were attending. So for him, essentially, it's like having a monster in the attic, and that was what interested me really in the story. Was sort of like, a little bit like Let the Right One In, which was a fantastic film. So what if this kid in the youth had a vampire in his attic, and how would he deal with that? But the vampire just happens to be a Jewish girl who's also a human being.
How important do you think it's to release a movie in 2019, but also in this period where it's very much about Oscar movies, very serious movies? Why a movie that's touching and serious at the same time? Why do you think it's important to release that now?
Well, it follows in a very long tradition of of satires and of that attack regimes and attack people who like to spread this idea of hate and prejudice with moments of comedy and with lightness and it's I think people sometimes mistake comedy for jokes and just let's just tell a joke. But comedy can also be very smart and very sophisticated, as we're seeing nowadays with a lot of content on TV and other movies, that comedy has evolved now into something that is, I think, right now it feels more powerful than it's ever been.
First of all, congratulations on the film. I mean, we're going from The Strip to Thor to Jojo Rabbit. I mean, you've spoken about how with Adolf you didn't go the full hog with you wore a fake moustache for this one, but the first time that you saw yourself in the mirror in the full get-up, what was your reaction there?
Mainly I was embarrassed. It's not a cool thing to dress up like that, and you don't feel very cool when you do dress up like that. I mean, the moustache is ridiculous. I think only Chaplin managed to pull it off. And then Hitler went and ruined it for everyone. And then his haircut is really stupid. I mean, you look in the mirror, you got the stupid get-up on, and you kind of you feel like, I don't know, I guess the best word is worthless. So it was really hard for me, guys. That's the point. It's like, I had to be very careful not to try and make the character lovable or fun, or not to say, oh, I can't wait to dress up in this stuff because it's so much fun. It was never fun. I had fun working with Roman and doing those scenes where I'm communicating with him and being an idiot. But there's never a moment where I feel like you should relish playing that role.
Looked like a lot of fun. Tell me what it was like working with Scarlett Johansson and Sam Rockwell.
Oh, they're great. So, I'll start off with Scarlett. She's a mother now as well, and she really helped. She was also a child actress, so she really encouraged me, and she made me feel welcome, and she was creatively interesting, and she helped me a lot.
Sam's a funny guy, isn't he? How was he?
He used to, in his race, he used to have a lasso, and he used to lasso me in race and stuff. No, he was pretty cool.
You have a great relationship with Thomasin in this. Tell me about playing alongside her.
She's great. She was the first person I acted with professionally, and she made me feel. She also made me feel welcome, and it was fun. And she's a great person, obviously. So
what do you hope audiences take away from the film when they see it tonight?
I hope they cry and laugh, and I hope they feel like hate can go, how strong hate can be.
Congratulations on the film!
Thank you.
How does it feel to be walking the red carpet for this one?
God, it's a long carpet, eh?
It's a long, and everyone's screaming your name.
I know, it's slightly scary. Not gonna lie. I'm kind of like, hey!
And so working with Taika Waititi, what was, I guess, a big lesson that he told you that you're hoping to take along with you and that you'll think about on the next film that you work on?
Well, he taught me about life and energy and scenes. He can really deal with that, and he taught me about. He's a great musician and such as well, and he's got a great humour. And it's unique and it's relatable humour, which is also funny. And he taught me a lot.
Yeah. How did you keep a straight face?
I didn't. Honestly, I didn't. I did not. No. In every scene that has a good joke, well, more or less all of them, but. Just look at me. You can literally see me, like my behind me going like this, and you're like, why is he shaking? And then you see his mouth going, and you're like, oh.
We know. So when we see you shaking,
totally not professional.
Brilliantly professional.
Wow.
Well, congratulations
Thank
again,
you.
and have fun for the rest of the carpet.
Hey, dude.
All right.
Why do you think it's important to tell this story now? It's a serious movie, but also has lots of levity in it.
I think this is a story that's important to tell at any time, because it's always important to remind people of the horrors of the past and for it to serve as a warning that we can't let that happen ever again. But maybe more specifically now, because there's a lot of hatred going on in the world at the moment, and I think it's just a friendly reminder to let love win over hate.
I love the quote, "You're 10, Jojo, start acting like it." What have you learnt from telling a story through a child's eyes?
I think the biggest thing I've come to realise is that no matter, I guess especially for the older generations, the young people are always looking up to you, and young people, especially young kids, like kids Roman's age, they're constantly absorbing everything that's going on in the world around them. So you have to be so careful what kind of message you're putting out there.
It must be so amazing. I mean, did you have some pinch yourself moments on the set there where you're looking around, you've got Scarlett Johansson, Rebel Wilson, Taika Waititi, Sam Rockwell? I mean, how special is that?
Totally. Like I felt like I was pinching myself every 5 seconds. I remember the first day that Rebel came on set, I literally freaked out and I ran away. I couldn't face her. I was so nervous, but she's so lovely, so I didn't need to run. No, thank you.
You are very smartly dressed. I like that.
Oh, thank you.
Tell me,
Shout out to Ross for designing.
tell me a little about your character Yorkie, because he's great in the movie.
Yorkie's character, he's a bit like Jojo. He wants to be part of something, but he feels like war is not needed and that we can just love everyone for who they are.
You've got a great friendship with Jojo in the movie. Tell me about playing with him and the stuff you get up to in the movie.
Well, in real life and in the film, we both have a great relationship. We were the cheeky musketeers back then.
What's it like working with people like Taika and Sam Rockwell, who themselves are very funny people?
Meeting those huge celebrities were the most honourable moments of my life. Don't tell anyone, but I think Taika's an absolute man-child. He was so hilarious.
Have a good night, mate. Thank you so much for stopping.
No problem.
Cheers. Where in the lexicon of ideas did Taika get this one from, and how long ago did he tell you that he wanted to do it?
He's been developing this film for quite a while. He first heard about the book through his mother, and it was a dramatic book from Christine Leunens, Caging Skies. And when he read it, he thought, I want to do this to sort of see the key elements and the emotion and the conflict really in the film, and then added his comedic style to it.
Yeah. I mean, was it always part of the plan that he was going to play the role of Hitler, or did that come kind of later in the process?
It wasn't always part of the plan, no. But I think he had a first iteration where he was trying to get other actors, quite a few years ago to play the part, and then people came to him and said, "Yeah, why don't you try it?" I mean, I think he didn't see himself in it, but when I read the script, I could sort of imagine Taika playing it immediately. I thought, I don't know if he was really trying to find anyone else all along.
You've had a great reaction from audiences today. Even this morning, apparently, the press screening had a standing ovation.
Very early, though.
Yeah, very early this morning. But that must fill you with immense gratitude and immense pride that the audiences are taking a lot more, despite what the reviews might say.
Yeah, well, Taika's always thinking about his audience. That's what I love about working with him, is he really wants to entertain people. He really wants to take people on a journey and have them feel something. And with this film, it really wants them to think as well. And so it's really exciting that people are getting that.
Yeah. And for audiences that don't know too much about it, what do you hope they take away from the movie when they see it tonight?
Well, I think it's a remembering that this actually happened, and terrible things can happen if you start thinking, if the world starts changing.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey